hope this ambient rain noise is good and not distracting. Maybe it won't even pick up. Whatever. I don't know how to start this. How do people do this? I can never be a YouTuber. Alright, so I did a poll on my Instagram asking if people would be interested in seeing a video of me talking about my experiences with AP Art, because I did that, and I got a 5, which is like the best. It's the best score you can get. I did it my senior year of high school. I graduated this past summer. For those that might be unclear, it's like any other AP course where you pay money, like you would take a test, but it's no like written sit-down test. You submit a portfolio of work that you complete, usually over the whole school year. Some people might have the ability to do it in one semester, which baffles me, and I'll never understand that. And before I get into anything, I really want to drill home that you should absolutely, definitely make sure that you can use the credit that you might earn, because like in any other AP course, if you do well in AP Art, you earn college credit. So I just want to make sure that before you pay the $50 or whatever it is, you know that you can use those college credits, because I can't. For whatever reason, with the major that I'm doing art, I can't put those credits anywhere, so it's kind of $50 down the drain. But I'm really happy that I had the experience of doing AP Art. I learned a lot from it. It was like my first time having my art reviewed on sort of a professional level like that. And it was really validating for me. So if you're unclear, say you're like a freshman or a sophomore and you're thinking about doing AP Art sometime in the future and you're not really like sure about it, but you just want to get kind of the gist of it. Basically, it is 3 categories of work. It's your quality, your breadth, and your concentration. I specifically did the AP Studio Art drawing portfolio. You can do AP Studio Art 2D design, which I think the requirements are all the same when it comes to like the nitty-gritty of the portfolio. So you have your quality, which is 5 physical, real, tangible works that you mail to the College Board for them to look at. And then you have your breadth, which is 12 works, and they just kind of need to show off a range of approaches. I think that's what it's called. It's like breadth, range of approaches. So you just want to show like different media that you can use and different subject matters. Like if you kind of do a lot of portraits, you're going to want to show that you can do more than just portraits. And then your concentration is kind of the main I wouldn't say main focus, but it is kind of the main cause of everybody's anxiety when it comes to AP Art. It was definitely my main source of stress, from just like figuring out what you want to do, because it's 12 pieces, just like breadth was 12 pieces. It's 12 pieces centered around a theme. When I say 12 pieces, I mean 12 images. Doesn't need to be necessarily 12 individual discrete artworks, because they allow you to include like close-ups or detail shots, and that counts as one of your 12 images, or you can do like a progress shot. You don't want to do that a lot. You want to use that if it's absolutely necessary, which it probably will be, because if you do all of like discrete artworks for each category, you're gonna end up with 29 art pieces, which is a lot to do in a school year. You can't cross over between your concentration and your breadth though, so everything in those categories has to be different, but you can like reuse the same picture, but just like closer up, and you can do that in your concentration as well. You can do detail shots or close-ups, but use that sparingly, don't rely on it. Okay, I'm gonna talk about my concentration, because that seems to be, like I said, the main point of stress, anxiety for people that are doing AP Art. The main sort of problem that I think a lot of people run into is deciding on a topic initially. You're gonna waste a lot of time doing that if you spend too much time on it. Definitely think about it. It's important to like think long and hard before you commit to something, because you're gonna be doing ideally 12 pieces. I would really recommend, if you're struggling to find like inspiration or trying to think of something that the judges might like for like a concentration idea, the College Board website has sample portfolios dating back to like 2011, probably even further. So my concentration, if you're not aware, I did Joan of Arc, the French lady who loved Jesus or something. It kind of came from like my involvement in my French class, which at that time I had been in for 3 years. We did like a short little tiny unit on Joan of Arc in my French class, and I was like really fascinated by it. I have no involvement with religion at all. Like I have no beliefs about anything, but I think like religious imagery, specifically Catholic imagery, is super cool. So I looked at a lot of Catholic art and I was like, yeah, I want to do this. So I tried to like steal little bits and pieces. I think it's good to make references to like classical art because it kind of shows that you sort of know what you're doing. All of my pieces are in Prismacolor colored pencils, which did not make my art teacher very happy because she really wanted me to do a lot of painting, but I was like, hey, it's AP Studio Art drawing. I think I can draw. I still feel that way. My pieces are also very small. They're like postcard sized, some of them, because I knew with doing colored pencils that I was not gonna be able to finish all of them if I did them any bigger than I did. I think I'm just gonna show my pieces now. This is piece number 1. Does that show up good? Yes. This is my first piece. As you can see, pretty small. But yeah, I don't like this very much. I think there's a lot of things that I would do differently with it now. This is my second piece. But to give some kind of uniformity, I also put like a gold border around the edges with some metallic gold pen. I don't like this very much. I think the hand looks kind of weird, but there it is. Okay, piece number 3 is this one. I like this one. She's praying. This is Peasant Joan before her awakening, I guess. Yeah. This is interesting because this is a little clipping, not clipping, but it's a page from an old sketchbook that I did. This is from February 2017. On the day of like getting all your stuff together, you're gonna like sit down with your teacher and go through everything. And my teacher was like, just bring in like all of your sketchbooks. It's just to see if we can find anything. I was like, all right. So this seemed to kind of go with it. This is another one. I like these hands. Oh, I have a tip. There's an app called Handy. It's wonderful. I used it so much during my concentration because you can get these like models of heads, just 3D models of heads and hands and feet in a bunch of positions, and you can add different lighting and like rotate it around in the space, and like, oh, it was a lifesaver. I used it for all of these hands that I have going on, all of them. This is another piece. I really like this one. I'm really happy with how this turned out. And I should point out these halos in the back, reference to Catholic art. I talked about that in my artist statement, which I won't go into because I don't really remember much about my artist statement, and I don't think I still have what I wrote. This is another piece. I don't like this one. I know I've said that about a lot of them, but I just think the profile looks kind of weird. But yeah, this is after she cut her hair. Bowl cut. I'm bad at this. This is one of my favorites that I did. Oh, I should probably mention what paper I used. I think I used, oh no, what did I use? I don't remember what kind of paper I used, but it's good. It's good paper. And this, love this one. I think it turned out great. The hand looks a little janky, but I don't know what I'm doing. And this one, love this one. Love how the flag turned out on this one. But yeah, I think this one's really cool. I'm running out of things to say for these. Cause like, I don't know. I don't wanna bore you with just talking about like the principles of design and the elements of art here. Like, look at this contrast, wow. Like you're an art student probably, or if you're not, you might want it. No, nobody wants to hear about that. I'm not gonna do that. This is my last piece. I don't like it. Actually, okay, so before this one, I put in a preliminary sketch that I did for this, which I'll put right here. This is the sketch that I did. And then it turned into this, and this was my final piece. I didn't know what to do about this neck shadow. I was gonna do one of her being burned at the stake, but I thought that'd be a little graphic. So I just did her like in her trial, where she's like being tried as like a witch or a cross-dresser or whatever. Same.
Say hello.
This is my, oh, you smell so bad. Oh, she smells so bad. Okay. She'll just be here. Bless you. Okay, that was my concentration. I hope you liked it. Now I'm gonna talk about my breath. The thing about this is that I don't remember exactly all of the things that I used in my breath, and I don't remember the order that I put them in. But you'll get the gist. All right, this piece I love. This is one of my, oh, this is a big boy. This is a big old acrylic painting. It started off as just like a contour lined exercise drawing of my hands, and then I painted it. This is a self-portrait. You can see my Harry Styles t-shirt that I was wearing when the reference picture was taken. Not very exciting, but it's different and that's what they want to see. This is a little landscape drawing in marker. I think it's like a mixture of Prismacolor and Copics. This is based on a picture that I took. Oh, that's another important thing that I should have mentioned earlier. Reference images, pictures, using them. I think the rule is like if you're using a reference image, make sure that you change it like 75% of the way. This is with markers and it's portrait, and this was another idea that I had for my concentration where it was like portraits of people but like their features are like replaced with flowers. But then I was like, no, it's dumb and cliche and probably been done before. But this was one piece that I had while I was just kind of trying to figure out what to do. I did this in April? Is April the 5th month? Probably not. It's not. It's the 4th. I did this in May. This is a painting that I did. This is acrylic paint. This is another picture that I took. Another sort of nature-y thing. Big step away from portraits. So yeah, this. Okay, I'm pretty sure I put this in my breath. I don't remember totally because I did it in 2016, so I was kind of hesitant because I was like, this is pretty ugly. My teacher liked it a lot, so she was kind of insistent on me including it. Now these might look familiar if you've seen my CISA application, which is a whole nother story, but I did these for CISA initially and then I just included them in my breath because I was like, who doesn't like a bunch of nude figures? Am I right? This was the block print that I mentioned. This was the 4th print that I did. You can tell because it says 4. This was part of a bigger 3-part series that I did where we had to emulate another artist. So this is inspired by Alphonse Mucha. This is my last one. This was also my CISA application because I was doing AP art and applying for CISA at the same time, which was very stressful and very nerve-wracking. So for my assignment B for CISA, which if you don't know what CISA is, I'm really sorry. This is probably really confusing. But for my assignment B, I used this and I also used it in my breath. This is like the coolest thing I've ever done. I never did anything like it before and I've never done anything like it since. So it's just kind of an anomaly within my work. But yeah, love it. And then my quality. So these are things that you send in physically and this big old portfolio. This is my big boy. I gotta stop calling things big boy. My self-portrait, yay! This took me so long to do. This took me months. I didn't use a grid, which is kind of risky when you're doing like hyper-realism. But yeah, here she is, Miss America. Y'all like eggs? Because I've got some. This was a still life that I did of some eggs in a jar and a brown paper bag. I don't like how the jar turned out because I really rushed it and I don't know, I didn't really know how to approach doing a glass mason jar. This was something in my sketchbook that I did that I liked. I thought it showed a good sense of like craftsmanship. The lines are really clean. That's why I included it. This is the Mucha painting that I mentioned. Love this. I have a mirror sitting right here so I can see all of my artwork mirrored. And I'm gonna have a stroke. Like this looks so bad mirrored. So this isn't my quality because it's pretty tight, pretty clean, pretty solid. The last thing in my quality is one of the pieces from my concentration, which just shows that you can overlap like that. So those were the 5 pieces that I sent physically. I'm done. I'm done showing things. Show and tell's over. If you're not already enrolled in an AP art course and you're not like already committed to it, but if you're just thinking about it, I would definitely encourage you to. Again, as I mentioned forever ago, think about if you actually need the credits. But it was a really good learning experience for me. I had to work really hard. It's really stressful. It's really, really stressful. There are other people that have made videos that I'm sure are a lot more informative and concise than this one. I remember watching Conan Gray's. That really helped me out. Lisbeth Lazzoni, she has a great video on her amazing AP portfolio. Is now the time for me to do promos? Yikes. I'm on Instagram. That's probably where most of you are from if you're watching this, at Gomes Gracie, GOMES GRACIE. I'm on Twitter, Gomes Gracie, with an underscore in between the Gomes and the Gracie. But yeah, subscribe if you want. That sounds weird to say. Yeah, I think I'm done. I don't know how to end this. Bye!